You know, some people out there, when they talk, they fake the funk. You want brutally honest? Well, if you want brutally honest, look no further than CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
CG Ruthless Sports.
CG Ruthless.
If you want your sports talks to be brutally honest, come check out CG.
CG Ruthless.
If you're not watching CG Ruthless, I don't know what to tell you. Representing the Niner Empire.
CG Ruthless.
Yo, the CG Ruthless. I will be brutally honest. And nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with a live stream. So, what is good, everybody? Hey there, Chardol. Huge shout out. I appreciate the comments and your support. Roberto, what is good, buddy? So, let's get on to the topic of Jalen Hurd. The guy that I've been saying throughout the season, he was never going to play a single down. And I know a lot of the people were saying, why not give him a chance? Give him one last chance. It's a bargain. We're not paying him big contract. I'm tired of these other receivers that we keep, and they don't even do nothing. Oh, Jalen Hurd, he's going to be a difference maker. All this, man. Like, dude, we've been having this guy for the last 3 years, and he has never played a single down except 2 preseason games. Why do we need to keep a guy that can't even stay healthy? It is very hard to evaluate talent when you know damn well that guy can't even stay freaking healthy. Why keep that guy? That's what pisses me off. That's the worst evaluation of determining your 53-man roster is to keep a receiver who can't even stay healthy. And now you're going to put him on IR officially? Season's over? You should have cut him. You should have cut him during the preseason. You should have cut him already. You stupid motherfuckers. Yeah, Justin Fields played hard out there, but Bears and the Revs did it. The Rev kind of screwed up shit, yeah. What's good? Keep thriving, keep pushing forward. In 2000, we let go of Reed on injured waiver and save the roster spot for Jalen Hurd. And yeah, another bad decision by the 49er brass. That is the dumbest shit we've ever done, dude. Why are you keeping a fucking bum who can't even fucking stay healthy, man? Fuck. It pisses me off that we wasted roster spots for guys like you. Jalen Hurd, we draft you to be a fucking receiver and not to be a fucking bitch. You are disgrace. You haven't played a single down, but to me, you are a softie, bro. Why do we even bother to even keep you on the damn roster? Stupid Shanahan. That was your boneheaded decision. Your ego is hurting our freaking team because you want to keep players and you don't want to admit when you're wrong because you're freaking ignorant as hell, you freaking weasel. Yeah, you freaking, I don't know, dude. I don't like the decisions they're making, dude. It's like they made some dumb choices. Well, that was another dumb choice. And this is why I was right the whole entire season. Why the whole entire season was so... I know a lot of you guys in my own fan base, they were really holding on to Jalen Hurd. They were holding on to Jalen Hurd for another chance. But I hate to say that I told you so. I told you so that this guy wasn't going to do squat. And I don't want no apology from those Jalen Hurd fans. I don't want nothing from you guys because you guys never listened to me. You never took my advice. I told you from day one, I told you during this offseason, he ain't going to play a single down. He's going to be on injured reserve again, and it's going to be disappointing. We keep this guy, it's a big mistake. And guess what? It's a big mistake we've ever made. And the fact that we kept him for 3 straight years. 3 straight years? Are you serious? I can understand if he missed one entire season. But we're talking 2 straight seasons and now a 3rd straight season. How brilliant, Kyle Shanahan. How brilliant, John Lynch. Are you guys stupid? What is it like this, man? Like, is Trent Baalke is still in the fucking front office, man? Is he still out there? Because to me, it looks like we're still keeping injury freaking players out there, man. I hate that damn front office. They don't make goddamn nothing, man. Yeah, what's good? I love it when you're mad. I'm mad because of the dumb decisions they made, dude, and I hate to admit when I'm right. Yeah, I see a lot of these dumb decisions, but so looking at the news, Kyle Shanahan put it in the press conference. Oh, we're not expecting Jalen Hurd to play this season. Well, how many times are we gonna keep this guy? You kept him 3 straight freaking years, and he still hasn't played a single down. Oh, Kyle Shanahan's supposed to be a so-called genius, right? But when does he understand that, hey, this guy hadn't practiced during the offseason. He barely practiced. And then when he played one preseason game, that determined you guys to keep this guy. Did it? Did it really determine to keep him in the roster? It really got me mad. And I knew a lot of you guys were saying, why you hate on Jalen Hurd? Why you hate on him? Why you hate on him? There's no difference, man. A couple years ago, you could have said something different. I was okay with the pick, but the injuries, that's what pissed me off. And it's far from me from disliking the guy. At this point, I feel bad for the guy because the guy's never been able to stay healthy. It's bad enough that we need to cut our losses. Let him go. Because if you just cut him, who's going to claim this guy? Who's going to claim him? Seriously. I'm pretty sure if any other team claims Jalen Hurd, then you're a dumb freaking GM. You're a dumb freaking front office because one, this guy's been on injured reserve for 3 straight years. No way in hell you're going to take a flyer on this guy. Unless you're Trent Baalke. Unless you're Trent Baalke from the Jaguars, then maybe you'll take your flyer on this guy. But no. I'm pretty sure if you cut Jalen Hurd, ain't nobody's going to claim him off the waivers. Hell no. They're not going to stash him on the injured reserve and hope for next year that he plays, dude. That's a waste of a roster spot. That's the dumbest part that you can do. I even said you cut the guy, ain't nobody going to claim him. Nobody's going to claim the guy. And now that he's been injured 3 straight years, is anybody going to claim him? Not the Bears. As much as the Bears need a lot of help, they ain't going to claim him. You look at the Detroit Lions, maybe they might be desperate to get him, but he's not going to play. He's probably going to retire and say, hell with this team. I don't want to play for this. And then you look at teams like the Jets. I don't think they even want the guy. So you look at other teams like Jacksonville, maybe they might want to take a chance on him, but that's Trent Baalke's dumb strategy of getting players. It is what it is. But you look at the roster, you look what's going on. I know we're not going to go big splash names, so I don't expect us to do anything. But I already know that we're not going to get OBJ, so that's out of the picture. But what can we do to improve? It's going to be a long season. I look at the Tennessee Titans cut, what is it, Josh Reynolds. Yep, that's what I was saying too, bro. Like, Niner Game Podcast, we were thinking exactly the same way, dude. I felt like this guy didn't even deserve to stick around, and they still kept his bum. So it sucks. But so I know the chances of getting OBJ is slim, so I'm not even thinking about it. But maybe we could take a flyer on ex-Rams receiver Josh Reynolds. I mean, he ain't going to cost much. The Titans just cut the guy. Maybe you get something out of this kid. I think he would probably be a nice number 3 receiver to have down the stretch. I mean, if you look at Josh Reynolds, when he was with the Rams, he was pretty good. But with Tennessee, he wasn't doing squat. Yep. Matt Nagy is the worst head coach in all of the head coach history, but it seems like yours ain't better. It's worse. He's fragile as an egg, chicken, fry. I agree, Gunner Gang. You're right about it. Letting go of DJ Reed and saving that roster spot for Hurd was dumb. Should have cut Hurd and let the Sea Chickens have him. Oh, dude, they would probably not even want to keep him on the roster at this point. What's up? What's up, my guy? What's up, everybody? So let me put another good question. Let me see if you guys want to take this answer response. Let me put that in the banner. Let's see if we can improve. Should we sign? It shouldn't be too much money. It should be like a cheaper contract because the guy's not a big name. But why not get him if we need to improve the receiving core better? But probably down the stretch. Like, what do you guys think of this? Let's see. Should we sign Josh Reynolds? I mean, it's not a big, catchy name. We're not going to get Odell Beckham, but Josh Reynolds is he's not a big-time name. Yep, and he said he wants to go. Yep, exactly my point. There's no way we're going to get him. So that's not going to happen. And plus, we run the ball too much in the front office, and he's going to want targets. So it's not going to work out. And plus, Josh Norman, too. If you got Josh Norman on your roster, it's not going to work out for him because they don't get along. So why would you want to add a guy who can't even get along with Josh Norman? Plus the history. So I was looking into the news of the Tennessee Titans. So they just recently released wide receiver Josh Reynolds, who is very familiar with playing with the Rams. So he's a solid number 3 receiver if you need a guy like him. I think maybe we could take a flyer, but I don't know. Maybe he'd probably be a cheaper contract. Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. I like your AF glasses. Thanks, my dude. But so I know we're not gonna get Odell Beckham, so don't even think about it. But look at this guy. He did play with the Rams a while back. He was really solid with them as a number 3 receiver. He wasn't too bad. I would say no good size, but not much production. Okay. I feel like Josh Reynolds is like usually we go for those kind of receivers, those kind of guys with no big names. But who knows? Maybe I'm tripping, but I think that would be an interesting idea. But nah, we're not going to get him because we don't have enough cap space. But with the cap space we got and the worth of what Reynolds is, he's probably going to take elite minimum. So that's probably going to be a bargain. It's a Spider-Man reference. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much his best production. So I guess you got a good point, but what can he do if he was playing on our offense? Maybe a little different, but I guess we'll have to go with our guys. So there will be more opportunities for guys like Sherfield and more opportunities for Jennings. So Jennings and Sherfield should be able to get more opportunities because of Sanu's going to miss significant time and the fact that he's only going to miss a couple weeks or something like that because he's on injured reserve. So I'm figuring what they're going to do. Are they going to really play in Trenton Sherfield? Yeah, the way we get better is a start. Okay, so the way we get better is to start Lance and play the rookie. This season is over. Pretty much. That's what I was going to say. But a lot of our fan base keeps saying, well, the season ain't over yet. Well, technically, it's looking like it's going to be over. Reality, it's going to be tougher and down the stretch, and we lost 3 of our division games. And we're behind the 8 ball. We're tied for worst in our division behind Seattle, who Seattle's like a half game better than us. So that's pretty much out of the equation. Oh, yeah. Sometimes that's what happened with Marquise Goodwin. When he threw that ball, he got hurt. And Jimmy just doesn't seem to be careful with the receivers, I guess. So his passes can be a little bit of a problem. So let's see. Like when you look at the receivers that we got, I think that Jennings is going to have to be able to get some more snaps. Like I feel like Jennings should get more reps. Sherfield, you can put him out there. maybe for some deep pass plays or something, or get him in. I mean, Sherfield or Jennings, one of them deserves more reps. So I think that's what's going to happen is Sanu's going to miss a lot of time, and you see a lot of production out of guys like Jennings. And yeah, if the playoffs started today, we would be out of the 5th spot and would go to the Rams and the other spots to the teams in the NFC South. That's what it would be like right now, pretty much. So, all right. So looking at the matchup, so we got the Rams, and a lot of the previous matchups is we've been able to beat them, but I don't see anything that I see a lot different this time around, and I just don't know if we can beat the Rams. The Rams to me are the more stacked team, but they've been struggling, but that's not the way it is. Like, we play teams and we make them look good. Look at the Cardinals, their backup quarterback, their backup type of receivers they had out there. They had maybe about 2 other backup receivers playing. And then they had quite a few other of their running backs playing like studs out there. So can you imagine what the Rams can do? I mean, Stafford's going to go nuts. And then you got Darrell Henderson playing at a high level too. And then you got Sony Michel, who can be a stud too. Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson. That's just going to make it scary to figure out. We got to figure out better ways to cover. I mean, the previous time when we play the Rams, we always tend to play good, but I don't know. Like, I don't feel as confident about this game as much as most people would say. Like, who do we got on offense that would scare the Rams? Jalen Ramsey is pretty much the guy that's going to cover if we avoid, and we got beat by Colt fucking McCoy and Antoine Wesley. Exactly my point. Who the hell is he? Seriously, who the hell is that guy? Like, I've heard of Colt McCoy, but Antoine Wesley, I guess a guy that I interviewed on my show, he said something about this guy's name, number 85, but I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who the hell he was. So I get a good feeling we made that guy look good. He had 3 catches for 80-something yards, I believe, right? 3 catches for 83 or 85 yards or something like that. He was on a verge to 100 yards. And that's the problem. Because Stafford's going to – I mean, can you guys imagine what Stafford's going to do? Stafford might be able to shred us. He might be able to shred us unless the Rams line ain't that good. Like in previous times, the Rams have had terrible protection with the offensive line. So that's where I may question it. Like, are the Rams struggling because of their protection, or are the Rams struggling because of the fact they're playing into their competition, or what is it with the Rams? The Rams to me are the more complete team, but there's a little flaws in their game a little bit, a little flaws that they need to prove. So that's what I'm looking at. So it's like, damn. So wondering what's going to happen. I wonder who's going to get more reps. Like, if I had to put another question, who would get more of the reps at that 3rd spot? I put it, all we have to do is shut down Kupp, which is his favorite receiver, and we stop him. That would be pretty much the best game plan, But our run defense is suspect right now. It is. If we can't stop their running game, they're going to be able to move the chains, and that's going to be tough. So let's look at So I'm looking at another one. Okay, so who? Let's see. I'll put another question in. Yeah, it's just kind of sad, but if we can stop their receiver, Cooper Kupp's playing at a high level, like seriously. Yeah. Is that a old school Kangol hat? So fresh. Yep, it's an old Kangol. Yeah, old Kangol. Got it like 5 years ago. Still one of the better hats. I still think it's probably the best style in today's generation. They don't really have this. I guess we all come from the old school because, I mean, being in my 30s, man, a lot of these young kids don't even know what this is. They don't even know what cool is until they actually start wearing stuff like this. But they all wear like different kind of stuff. So I feel like that's what it is. So who would step up for Mohamed Sanu? Trent Sherfield or Juwan Jennings? That's the interesting part. Who would be the guy that would take a lot of the reps? Because with Trent Sherfield, he'll give you a lot of big playability. But with Jennings, he can move the chains on third downs for you or be in the red zone, one or the other. And plus, Jennings is kind of very similar to the same skill set as Sanu is. Like, they're not that fast, but they can really be possessive. Nice hat, Chris, and nice sunglasses. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I'm 40, and so I understand that. Yeah, it's most like this generation, bro. Like, even in my early 30s, I just don't like the way they dress up in their own style in today's world. Yeah. I would hope that it would be a mix of both Sherfield and Jennings. Well, if they could do a little mix of everything, then maybe we have a better chance to be able to move the ball better and actually throw in some big plays. Because if you use Trent Sherfield, you can definitely get some big plays out of him. He's been able to make some catches. So maybe there's chances you can throw in some deep passes. And then for whatever situation you do with Jennings, you can throw in those short passes or whatever the routes he runs, and he'll be able to catch it and win the contested catches. Like, he's not going to separate like everybody else, but he's going to be able to win the contested catches if he needs to. Yeah, I'm 29. I'm 31, dude. 31. Even in this era, it's a different time and different place. We all come from different, like, generation. It's like that's the way we all grew up in generation-wise. Like, this is a different style, different era. These young kids, man, it's a lack of it, yeah. So we got to look at another one. So I'll definitely have to put in another question, but I'm probably gonna remove that next question. Probably gonna have to delete that one, and then I'm gonna make another question. So we'll put another debatable question, and then pretty soon we'll figure out the answer. Yeah, we gotta figure out a better game plan for this matchup. We gotta play a lot better if we're gonna do anything this week. Man, it's one of those weeks. So definitely gotta figure out the better ways. So yeah, what's the keys to beating the LA Rams? The keys to beating the LA Rams, in my opinion, is if we can build a good running game, which the Rams have been able to struggle a little bit here and there. If we can really get into Stafford's face and create a lot of pressure, then maybe you get the bad of Stafford and maybe get opportunities to get some picks. And then the fact that we'd be able to have our offense be able to step up better, I think the chances of them beating them would be pretty strong. But if we can't do that, then it's going to be like the same exact BS with the Cardinals game. So that's how it's going to look. But you look at it this way. On the bright side, we are just losing identity on offense. Sure, we got Kittle back. Sure, our entire players coming in and out of the lineup because of injuries, but we got to be able to make some adjustments, and we have yet to do that. Our secondary, it's kind of been ups and downs, and it's been giving us a lot of yards. Even though they haven't gave up a lot of big plays, but they've been able to give up penalties, and usually those kind of penalties are free giveaways, and that's not good. Especially if you're going to play against a receiver like Robert Woods and a guy like Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson or whatever, they're going to pretty much get those free yards if they don't even get the big plays. So we got to be more disciplined. We got to be well coached on this situation, or else I don't see no point of this team. This team they got nothing else to play for at this point, because at this point in the season, we are pretty much in deep shit. There's no ifs and buts about it. So the way we have to beat the Rams is we got to outcoach them, which Shanahan's been able to outcoach Sean McVay. But can Sean McVay get over the hump? Can Sean McVay get over the hump? Because it wouldn't surprise me if we still beat the Rams for some reason. The Rams, they always tend to, I mean, even for a team like the Rams who are playing good football this year, they may have an entire all-star defenders. Like, you can name it. You got Aaron Donald, who's one of the best at his position, if not the best, but one of the best out there. And you got a guy like Leonard Floyd, who was probably like their most underrated player who came from the Chicago Bears, and they signed him to a big contract. And then Von Miller, who they just acquired from the Broncos, who's at the peak of his career, but can still create pressure and havoc. So that's a scary thought of facing this type of team. And the fact that they're not as bad as they are in secondary, but they're pretty stacked. And then you got Jalen Ramsey as one of those best corners that they made the move for, and they paid him a pretty good contract. So it's kind of interesting what you're going to see. The way we got to look at it is we got to outsmart him, and we got to make Ramsey make some stupid penalties on him so we can get a chance. But I don't see it yet. I would want to see this offense to step up. If our offense could really step up and actually score more than 30 points, then maybe there's a chance we could beat them. But I don't know. We got to wait and see what happens. But I'll get into the final conclusion, and then if you guys want to get some more questions, let me know. I'm pretty much just going to call it from here unless you guys got something in mind. So we're into the halfway of the season, and what's your thoughts of this what's your thoughts on this season? And then we can debate about it for a little bit, and then I'm going to end it in a bit. And that's the way we look at it. Yeah. If we can be able to run the ball and defense plays better and wakes up, and we will beat the Rams. Like I said, I think Rams might win, and they are angry, and they will come ready, and Kyle needs to wake up. That's the truth, and that's what I would say. What's your thoughts on this season? 3-5. I know there's plenty of football left, but this is the halfway mark. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I just don't see us finishing stronger if we're going to play like this. And you know what? I may have to agree on some points of what they're saying. Okay, like I know a lot of people probably don't care for this person, but this Rob Parker guy. Okay, I was watching the podcast or whatever he was doing on the video. I checked out what Rob Parker was saying, and the guy is straight spot on. Like, for example, Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat. He should definitely be accountable. Like his record is worse than Chip Kelly or Jim Tomsula, but we are going to keep going with it. But here's one thing that I will agree on with what he's saying. Like, at this point, they say that it's time to bench Jimmy G and play Trey Lance. Then you get other opinions like Michael Irvin, get the reps, build on, and all that. You're not going anywhere, so why even waste it? It's halfway to the season. We're 3-5. Maybe there's a chance that maybe we can have a spark on offense and maybe make a strong push. But if you're going to stick with Jimmy, we're not getting nowhere. We're stuck on square one, and we're not going to move forward. That's just what's going to happen. So come on, 3-5. We have nothing to play for. We can definitely gain a lot from this kid. But if you're not gonna let the kid play, man, then I get that you want to develop this kid and get him ready. But at this point, we're 3-5. We're stacked against we're stacked against the wall. We got nothing else to play for. So if you can give this kid a chance and maybe he builds on momentum, maybe there's hope. But I know with Jimmy, we're far behind, and this offense isn't going to move forward unless we make a change at that position. A lot of you guys want to say it's not his fault, but most of the time it's been a lot of the stuff. Yeah, president of all scrubs, Jay York needs to tell Lynch and Shanahan to get going or get fired. They need to step up, and that's the issue right there. That's the problem. It's a process, fam. Maybe next year. it's a process, but you got to give the kid a chance. I mean, Jimmy's not doing nothing. What is he doing? Nothing. Nothing. This season is a mess, and Kyle has not done his job at all. He's been losing home games, and he seems like he don't want to win. Kyle seems not hungry for a win. He doesn't seem like he's determined to prove himself anymore. The moment he got his big contract, the moment he didn't give a damn. Have you noticed ever since you pay the coach the second contract, they don't really care. They think, oh, I got control of whatever I want to do. Well, that's true. They got their own saying of who they can choose and what they can't choose. So you kind of get whatever they're saying. But that's just my opinion about it. But I definitely don't get the point of it. But let's put on another question on other stuff. I'm going to remove a couple stuff, and then I'm going to put on another one. What's your I personally think a lot of it just really hurts them. They don't want to get the kid hurt, but they may not play him until late in the year and to get him some more rest before next season. That's what they need to do. Yeah, you don't want to hurt the kid, but you definitely want to play them at some point of the season. So what's your thoughts on Kyle Shanahan as the head coach? The thoughts of him is like he is below 500. A lot of his offense, like it's starting to get figured out. You just stop the running game, and then you force Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball as much as he's never thrown his entire life, and then that's how you be able to beat Kyle Shanahan's offense. But that's the way it's looking like. So you can't really figure out what to do with it. So it's like you have no options to even consider it. But that's the way I look at it. So it's like his offense was working for a while, and then a lot of the parts of it get stopped. It's starting to get defense to adjust. They're starting to slow down the running game. They're starting to stack the box more. They're starting to do better in covers. They're able to get to Jimmy a lot. They're able to rattle him more, and that's what's really hurting this offense is the fact that they're figuring out ways to hurt him and to actually make him cause stupid mistakes, and that's just not cutting it. But in all perspectively, that's how I would look at it. But overall, I'm going to get to the final conclusion of this and finish the end of the last question and see what everybody else thinks. All right, I get that part. So the final conclusion of this part is we have no other chance to go up. There's nothing else we can play for. So I'll predict the rest of the season. The way it's looking, I gotta say 7-10 because there's no heart out there. And even if we finish 7-10, to me that's a disappointment because we can play better than that. But the fact that we had to settle for 7 wins this season, in my opinion, is kind of like a true statement of what I'm saying. Like if we win 6 games, oh wow, that's just terrible. But if we were able to win 7 games or at least 8, then it's all right. Just not something I was looking forward to, you know. But it is what it is. But at this point, we're 3-5. It's halfway to the season. Maybe the turnaround, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. So the way I look at it is we just got to hope for the best. And the fact that Sanu is out, it opens the opportunities for receivers like Juwan Jennings and Trent Sherfield. So we got to see what these kids can do. The reps should be increasing more for them now. So, all right. So I appreciate every one of you guys. I'll give you guys a huge shout out. Huge shout out to Chardal. Thank you for coming by consistently. Thanks to Roberto. Thanks for coming consistently. And thanks to Butters, a Bears fan, for coming in consistently on the channel, and thanks for Jonah for coming into the channel consistently, and David, who comes as my channel consistently as my loyal subscribers, and everybody else. And Niner Gang, huge shout out to him. He's been a really good dude. If you guys want to check out his content, definitely go subscribe his channel. He talks realistic about the 49ers. He's kind of the same way as me. We're both the same way. We both speak the way we feel about our team. And I like that he's more outspoken about it. And I like how he is as a person. Like when you talk to this guy and have him on a live stream, he'll give you different opinions. He'll even tell you like it is. And I respect that. You don't get a lot of these authentic fans, you know. You want to get a guy who's more outspoken and tells you the truth. Most of these YouTubers, they want you to believe what they want you to believe. But guys like me and Niner Gang Podcast and quite a few others like First Takes and John Jay, we're going to tell you the truth and we're going to tell you how we feel about it, whether you like it or not. And that's the way we look at it. Oh, and my boy, Ameem the Dream. Did not even think of it. So, yeah, Ameem the Dream, I like his content too. Every now and then I check it out. And he's got some good inputs. Definitely, he's definitely a smart guy. So you definitely want to check out this kid's channel. Every now and then, if I see his channel, I check it out and see what he's got to say. Look at his takes. He's got some good statistics on what he's got to say. But yeah, go check out his channel too. He's one of the coolest dudes out there, and he's got a really good mind for understanding football. And Chardot, he's an energized guy. He's pretty much one of those optimistic fan guys. He can be a little anywhere. If you see, go to his hangouts. If you watch him on Grant Cohn's show, he's been there consistently before. He's definitely a good dude. And yeah, and then Jonah is one of the coolest Bears fan content guys I've seen, and he definitely knows his stuff, and he definitely puts on good quality content for his Chicago Bears. And I can say a lot about that. And for the fact that some people may not like Butters, but I feel like Butters does put on some entertaining content for his Bears. Like he can be really entertaining and very corny, but he's just Butters. That's who he is. So you can check out his channel too if you choose to. But as far as everybody else, I gotta give it a thank you. But hey, for guys like Chardot and Butters and Jonev and David and Niner Gang and definitely Ameem the Dream and definitely Roberto and whoever the amount of followers, even Jamos, Jamos comes around every now and then, and John Jay, and heck, Mr. YTC who comes around, but I'm pretty sure they're busy, so I understand. So you guys have a great day. I'm probably going to have a live stream with a Cardinals fan later because we're just going to do a post-game talk because he wanted to talk about the game. So be sure to tune in for that later because I'm going to talk with him for 30 minutes, and that will be it. So catch y'all later. Oh, yeah. Corey, too. Corey's another guy. Very consistent, very loyal to my channel. So, yeah, Corey Davis is another guy. And I forgot about it, yeah. Butters is my guy, but with his crazy ads, he's a bit there, but he got his own entertaining, dude. He's a good entertaining guy. I know some people don't like how he is, but I feel like he's cool, bro. Like nobody doesn't get him as much as I do, He's got a little bit of a personality that I can relate to. So for everybody else, y'all take care. I'll see y'all later. I'll do one at 3 p.m. and that will be it for the rest of the day.